It's a big secret. And it's hard to meet other families or people who are Christian because it's really dangerous. It's hard to trust others. Anyone on the street can do anything to you, even kill you, because they believe it's the way to get closer to God, to persecute those who have converted to the Christian faith. To them, any mistake is better than becoming a Christian. Growing up, I found myself in a Christian family, but everyone around us were Muslim, including all our relatives and all my friends at school. I never met a Christian at that time, so I thought there was no way my family is right while everyone else is wrong. I cried a lot and questioned, why is my family like this? When I was in high school, I decided I wanted to find out why. I used the Bible and Christian CDs to learn about the Christian faith. And I started to compare it to what I believed. As I dug deeper, I found myself agreeing with what I was learning about Jesus. This was the truth. Since then, I was very thankful to God for my family. Even though I had a hard time finding Jesus, He really found me. I am so happy to know and follow Jesus, but it is very difficult to live as a Christian in my country. We can't share about our faith or worship openly together. We need to appear and act like a Muslim, which is really challenging. I keep finding myself living like I have two identities. I am forced to imitate the world around me while I have Jesus in my heart. But I found that in every difficult moment, I experience God in a deeper or new way. He continues to give me and my family the capacity. He expands our capacity every time we experience persecution for our faith. Today, I am a doctor. Throughout my studies, there have been many difficulties and discouragement. But I believe God called me to do this because I found that He kept fighting for me, encouraging me to keep going. I was very clever growing up, and I always received excellent marks in school. I wanted to be a doctor, to help people. But in my final year in high school, conflict began in my city. This caused major issues in the school system, which affected our chances of getting into good colleges. Because of this, I was unable to get into a good college that my family could afford. So, I prayed. Even my parents were trying to encourage me to pursue a different field, but I just kept praying and praying. One day I connected with a friend, and in our conversation, I shared about this problem. She immediately encouraged me and connected me to her uncle. He had the connections to get me into any department at his school with a scholarship. This was a really big testimony of God working in my life. Because of the war, there is a lot of need in my country today. Good medical care isn't widely available, especially for more complicated procedures. So I felt led to travel outside of my country to continue my studies in specialized medicine. God really opened the doors for me again, and recently, I was able to attend a conference for Christian medical professionals in Africa. Back home, I was the only Christian in my field, so it was like a dream to share stories and learn with brothers and sisters who have a heart for serving through medical outreach. As I've shared, it is dangerous and almost impossible to share about my faith in my country. So the first time I visited a country in Africa, it was also my first time in a country where I witnessed people speaking freely in the streets about Jesus. It was so strange to me because this was the biggest secret of my life. There was an opportunity to go out, door to door, with a partner to share about Jesus. I told my partner, "You speak because I can't. This is the biggest secret of my life. I've never shared about Jesus before." But as we approached the third door, I felt a desire to speak. The woman at the door was a Sudanese woman and she was a refugee. I told her, "I want to speak with you about Jesus." And she said, "I'm sorry, I'm a Muslim." Then I found myself sharing my own story with her. The woman began to cry as she heard my story. At first, I got scared because I thought I said something wrong. But she wanted to know more about Jesus. By the end of our time together, she wanted to give her life to Jesus. And she began to attend the church with her children. I was shocked by everything that happened. Because I didn't feel like I really did anything. I just shared about my story. Then, I felt God telling me, "Deborah, it's not about you. It's not about what you can do, but what I can do through you." In any situation, especially the difficult ones, God's presence brings a lot of blessings. He can shine from the smallest things in a very dark place, and people around us can see and feel it. If you are in a part of the world where you have the freedom to be yourself, to live as a Christian, I want to say that you are very blessed. It is not a normal thing. Maybe you were born in that freedom and it feels like a normal thing, but not everyone can do that. It is a big blessing. I hope you will see that and live your life boldly as a Christian.